Alright, my ladies and gentlemen, I'm coming at you from my mom's basement, still neck bearding it up with the shitty ass mic. But at least I got some real good news right now. So, we got new Obscuration and Malefic Psychic Disciplines leaked, and both of them have some interesting abilities, although, for once, the Chaos Discipline certainly seems much better than the Lapdog one. Get fucked. So without further ado, let's get into these. The Obscuration Discipline contains the following abilities. The first one's Shrouding. It has a warp charge of 6 and can only be used on an Adeptus Astartes Phobos unit when 18 inches the caster. Its effect is that until the start of your next psychic phase, enemy models can only shoot the affected unit if it's the closest target that is also visible to them. So, kinda gives the unit the targeting rules of the character. A neat little spell to cast, but seems fairly limited since it can only be used on your Phobos armor dudes. Now, the second spell is called Scryer's Gaze. This one also has a warp charge of 6 and can also only be used on a friendly Adeptus Astartes Phobos unit within 18 inches of the caster. This one's effect is that until the start of your next psychic phase, you get to reroll all failed to hit rolls made with the affected unit's ranged weapons and also make said weapons ignore cover. Now, I don't know, this seems like it would work decently with a large squad of infiltrators since they carry no AP, or maybe the hyperfrag rounds of the eliminators, but again, well, the effect is nice. Being limited to the Phobos armor unit seems very meh. The third ability in here is Temporal Corridor. With a warp charge of 6, Temporal Corridor can only be used on a friendly Adeptus Astartes Phobos unit, oh boy, again, within 3 inches of the Psyker. The unit can then immediately move, as if it were its movement phase, with the additions that it can fall back and it has to advance, and when you roll to advance, you roll 3d6 and discard the 2 lowest results. Now the effect on this ability is damn good, kinda like a better Chaos Warp Time, but again, its use is limited to Phobos units and that seems rather lacking, since Phobos units mostly seem to be backline objective holders or like basic gunline people. Anyway, the fourth one in here is Hallucination. Hallucination has a warp charge value of 6, again, and can be used on an enemy unit in a range of 18 inches that is visible to the Psyker. What this does is that until the start of your next psychic phase, the selected enemy unit has its leadership reduced by 1, and in addition, the opponent needs to roll 2d6. If the result of this roll is greater than the unit's leadership, they get a -1 penalty to hit rolls of all kinds for that unit until the start of your next psychic phase. Now we're talking. This could reliably reduce the chance to hit of units with a leadership of 7, maybe even 8, and makes for a nice debuff. Its range is limited, but then again, the Ninja Psyker guy does have the scout rule, so go nuts with it, man. Hit that knight. The fifth ability in here is Tenebrous Curse. Again, warp charge 6 and 18 inches range. This ability can be used on enemy units that can't fly and are visible to the Psyker. It causes a mortal wound, and in addition to that, until the start of your next psychic phase, the unit has its movement, as well as the result of any advance or charge rolls made for it, halved. Probably the best ability in the discipline, if you ask me. This will work wonders with knights, in my personal opinion. Suddenly, that full tilt doesn't sound so great, does it, fucker? When you're halved in every kind of movement, ain't it? And the last ability in here is called Mind Raid. Mind Raid also has a warp charge value of 6 and can target an enemy model, not unit, when 18 inches, which is visible to the caster. It causes a mortal wound to the model, and if your army is Battleforged, with Jesus fucking Christ, why would it be? You get to roll 3d6. If you roll equal to or higher than the model's leadership, you gain 1 command point. While not necessarily super impressive, this almost guarantees you a free command point, so I personally think this spell is at least decent. All in all, I think the Librarian and Phobos armor is going to be a pretty cool addition, since all these abilities are fairly useful, with a slight note about defensive ones being better than the buffs, if you ask me, since you only get to buff your other Phobos guys. Oh boy. Now, come on. Let's get to the really good part of this video. The Malefic Discipline is here and it's fucking awesome! The first Malefic power is called Incursion. Incursion has a warp charge value of 7, and, when casted, it allows the Psyker to immediately attempt to summon a unit of demons using his demonic ritual, just as if it was the movement phase. When you do attempt this summoning, you get to roll 4 dice, not 3, to determine the power level you can summon, and you don't take any mortal wounds for doubles or triples on this roll. Considering the Venom Crawler will buff the Master of Possession summoning powers by 1, I think you could fairly reliably summon great demons now. Fucking A, lads, let's get some demons up in this bitch. Next up, we got Sacrifice. This one has a warp charge value of 4, so if you fail this, you deserve to be sucked into the warp. When cast, you get to choose a model within 2 inches of the Psyker. That said model suffers a mortal wound. Note that the spell states any model, so this could be an ally or an enemy, Korn cares not. After the mortal wound is dealt, you choose a friendly demon model within 18 inches of the Psyker, which has the same Legion keyword. It regains D3 mortal wounds. Also, if the model is a demon engine and you inflicted a mortal wound on a friendly Warpsmith with the same Legion keyword, you automatically heal for 3 wounds, no roll required. Fucking A, man, you get to kill enemies and heal your demons. I love the ability thematically, and I actually think it might see some use since healing your scary demon engine is gonna be fun, as well as restoring some lost wounds to obliterators or such. Now, the third power is called Mutated Invigoration. It has a warp charge value of 7. When you cast it, you get to choose a cast pawn, Possessed, or Cult of Destruction unit, which are the obliterators and mutilators, unit with the same Legion keyword as the Psyker. Until the start of the next turn, the unit will gain a bonus from the following list. Chaos Pawn get to reroll the dice when rolling for the Mutated Beyond Reason ability. Possessed get to reroll their number of random attacks due to the writhing tentacles. Yes, more tentacles, good! For Cult of Destruction units, you get to reroll one of the 3 D3s they need to roll for the flesh metal guns or flesh metal weapons. These are the rolls for the extra strength, AP, or damage on them. Honestly, this spell seems excellent. Might even make the Possessed someone less of a meme and more almost of a decent unit, since they become more reliably, but will certainly be used for obliterators, since using this and the command point reroll means you get to reroll 2 of the 3 random values they need to roll. Fourth up, we got Possession. Well, that's one way to name things, I guess. Anyway, this one's warp value 5. Easy as fuck to cast. It's a self buff for the caster, giving him an extra 2 AP, so say an AP -1 force stave becomes AP -3. Even more until the start of your next psychic phase. Whenever this Psyker destroys an enemy infantry character in the fight phase, you add a Chaos Pawn model to your army. If you kill an Adeptus Astartes or Heretic Astartes character this way, you actually get to add a Greater Possessed model to your army. Neat. These extra models need to be set up within 6 inches of the Psyker and more than 1 inch away from the enemies because you can't be in melee. Also, if the Psyker destroys any vehicle that can explode during this effect, in the fight phase, the vehicle automatically explodes and the Psyker gets to ignore the explosion. Holy shit! Now, I don't have the impression that the Master of Possession will do great wonders in melee, and the extra models will certainly cost reinforcement points, but if you can get this discipline on a Demon Prince, and have them flipping vehicles left and right, ignoring the fucking explosions, while guaranteeing them, I would cream my fucking pants. Jesus, that would be great. Alright, I'm gonna calm down a little. We still have 2 more powers to go. The fifth is called Cursed Earth. This one's short and sweet. Warp Charge 7 gives the caster an aura that improves the invuln saves of any demon unit within 6 inches that shares the same Legion keyword, up to a 3++ invuln save. Nothing to complain here. Better saves, fuck yeah. And last but not least, we got another aura, Infernal Power. This one's Warp Charge 6. It gives the caster another aura, which provides rerolls of 1s to wound and to hit in both ranged and melee to any demon unit within 6 inches, as long as they have the same Legion keyword as the caster. Basically turning my sorcerer into a magical captain and lieutenant at the same time. Neat. All in all, the Master of Possession will be fucking awesome with this new discipline, so what can I say? I'm glad to see this development. I honestly think the Chaos discipline is much better than the Loyalist one, and all of these powers will see decent usage. I don't personally dislike a single one of these, which is fucking shocking to be fair. Anyway, I'm done making your ears bleed for today. Let me know what you think. Anyone think the Loyalists got fucked over for once? Anyone else gushing over the idea of a Demon Prince with possession, as dumb as that may sound? Let me know in the comments. See you guys next time.